everyone, welcome back to Lori's Kitchen. Were you one of the lucky ones who got an Instant Pot for the holidays as a gift? Don't be scared of this and please take it out of the box right now. What we're going to do today is I'm going to show you step by step how to do the initial test, or they call it the water test. So the water test is the first step on going forward and cooking in your Instant Pot. It'll teach you how the functions work, it'll ensure that the seal is tight, and it will also teach you how to use the valve for venting this steam. So come along with me and let's do the water test together. So the first step we're going to do in order to get ready for the water test is go over the basic parts of the Instant Pot so you're familiar with that. So first, we're going to talk about the biggest part, which is the base. This is called the base unit of the Instant Pot. This is where you see like a little burner in here. If you've had a rice cooker before, it has that same kind of interior here. So that's the outer pot, they call it. So you never put any kind of food or ingredients into here. The only thing that goes in here is the Instant Pot liner. So you put the liner in here and this is where your ingredients go. So first take your base and put your liner inside. And this is very fundamental, but you know, we have read on very many blogs and comments, Facebook pages, so many people have put ingredients in here and they never go in there. This is just the heating element in here. So put your liner in and you'll be safe that way. So now that we've got the base ready, we're gonna go ahead and get our lid ready. So this is the lid. The main pieces on here is you should have a little cap here. It's to help stop the valve from getting clogged. It should be in place. And then this is your sealing venting valve, and you want to make sure that's in place. So you just put that on top. And this thing is loose. It's not a tight fit, so don't be scared of that. It's kind of wiggly jiggly here, so don't worry. So then you take the inside of your pot, and I like to put it right here on top of my Instant Pot. Take your ring, your sealing ring, and we're gonna go ahead and push it down. You gotta give it quite a bit of pressure to ensure that you're putting it down into the space that's right here. And you wanna make sure all the way around it's set down firmly. If it's not, you won't have a proper seal, and then the Instant Pot can't come to pressure. And pressure is the whole thing that makes this Instant Pot cook your food. So right now, the lid is ready to go. One thing we're gonna do on the base is make sure that your cord is plugged in here in the back. Make sure it's in there snugly. And then you're gonna take your power cord and stick it into your outlet. And then you'll see the display turn on. And that's just telling that it's off, but it's plugged in. So now to do the water test, we're gonna need some water. We're gonna need to get 3 cups of water. Now that I've got my water, we're gonna place the 3 cups of water inside the Instant Pot liner, which is your pan. Now we're gonna take the lid, and you'll see on the lid there's a little arrow here, and if you look right here on the side, there's also an arrow here. If you have a hard time matching it up, that's how you put it on. If you have a hard time finding this arrow, you can also match it up to the back of this ledge here, which is for catching any condensation. So line up your arrows. You hear the cute little beeps. Turn it clockwise into the lock position. And then we're gonna push the valve to sealing, not venting. That's very important. So right now the pot is closed up and it's ready to go. But what we have to do now is go down to the control panels and push some buttons. So let's go down there and we'll take a look. Okay, let's take a look at our display panel here for a moment. The main buttons that you're gonna use on here throughout most of your Instant Pot recipes are the saute button, the cancel button, and the pressure cook or manual button, depending on what model you have. So right now, if we hit cancel, it doesn't do anything because it's already off. If we had it in saute mode, if we wanted to turn that off, we hit cancel. But right now, we're gonna do pressure cook for 5 minutes to do the water test. So hit your pressure cook or manual button, and it's already set to 5, but if the number 5 did not come up, you either increase or decrease with the plus and minus arrows to get to 5. Now that I've set it for 5 minutes, it'll take about 10 seconds and then it'll start beeping and you'll know that it's beginning the process. So now it says it's on and it's gonna work on pressurizing. It may take anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes to pressurize. I'm going to time it to let you know how long it takes for me. If your water's hotter that you poured into your pot, it would be quicker. If it was very cold water, it might take just a little bit more time. While you're waiting for it to come to pressure, this is what your display panel should look like. It should say on. The high pressure indicator should be on. And the keep warm, it doesn't matter if this is on or not. Mine was on from before, so it's on now, but it could easily be turned off. That means once it's done, it won't go into keep warm mode. And then the pressure cook button is on. So either way, if you want the keep warm afterward, it's not necessary for the water test. I'm gonna go ahead and turn mine off. There's no need to have it on afterward. It'll just keep the pot warmer at that time. The cooker is now preheating, creating steam, which is going to be required to build the pressure. So once there's enough steam that has accumulated, the float valve, which is this thing right here, will pop up, and then you'll know your Instant Pot is pressurized. And during this water test, like I mentioned, it could take 5 to 15 minutes to get to there. They don't want you pressing down on the lid or touching any of this during the process. It won't make it any quicker. So right now, until this valve floats up, it's actually a removable lid, but you still do not want to be touching it. There still is pressure in there. So once you put the lid in and lock it, it is able to be removed, but try not to do it if you don't need to. If you needed to, I would turn it off and just ensure that all the pressure was released and do it at that time. If you see any steam escaping at this time around the sides, we may have to stop the test and check if our ring was put into the ring rack properly and it was pushed down all the way, that silicone ring. So right now we're just waiting for it to come to pressure. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but right now it's been about 5-6 minutes trying to build pressure, and I can hear water boiling inside. So that means the pressure is starting to build. So what this Instant Pot lid does, it keeps all the pressure on. Normally when you're boiling something and you have a lid on, it'll make it boil quicker, but there still is some steam that escapes. The Instant Pot keeps all the pressure and steam in there. So it'll build pressure, and then the pressure will allow it to cook. So right now it's building pressure, and we'll wait and we'll watch for the valve, the float valve, to come up. Sounds like it's gonna happen pretty soon. You might hear some hissing coming out of the vent, but don't be scared. As long as it's in the ceiling position, which is up near, say, the 10 o'clock indicator. Oh, and you can see when I touched that, it came up, so you know it's very, very close to reaching full pressure. And you don't want to be wiggling the valve to make it happen quicker. You want it to happen naturally. I just happened to touch it because I was showing you something on it. It's coming. It should happen very soon. There we go. Did you see that? It came up to the surface. Now we know that the pressure has built and it's getting ready to start counting down. And so now we're going to wait for the cook cycle to start. So the cooker does not normally count down right away. First, it's coming to pressure, and then now within that 5 minutes of pressurization, it'll beep once, and then the countdown time will start. So right now it's been about 8 minutes, and I'm waiting for the countdown to start. It's still building the final pressure inside the pot. Once we hear one beep, and it'll change it. There we go. Now it's 5 minutes, and it's doing the 5-minute countdown. So it's actually cooking or pressurizing right now. Now you can see the Instant Pot is off. It is no longer cooking. There's two types of releases on the Instant Pot. One is a quick release and one is natural pressure release, or you'll see NPR on recipes. Natural pressure release refers to letting the pressure come out of the Instant Pot naturally. So if I don't touch this at all, it might take about 18 to 20 minutes to natural pressure release, and the pin will go down. Well, the water test tells us to do a quick release, which means to pull this valve from seal to venting, and you'll see steam come out. Again, it's nothing to be scared of. Just ensure that your body is not right over the valve here, because that's where the steam is going to come out. And I like to use the spoon that came with the Instant Pot. It has a nice little circle here. You can use this to pull the valve down to the venting so you don't have to be afraid of it. Just make sure your arm is not across it like this. Okay, so I'm going to take my spoon, lock it in here. You can use a silicone glove or you can just use your fingers. People who have been using the Instant Pot for a while do use their fingers, but if you're scared, go ahead and use the spoon and just stick it like this, pull it towards you, which is about an 8 o'clock, and you'll see that this valve is kind of on the loose side. You just have to push it till it continuously comes out. And that's what it looks like when the steam is coming out. Not scary at all. And you can see a little water spurtle there, but nothing to be alarmed of. You'll see in just a moment as the pressure releases, the pin will drop, and that will tell us it's safe to open the lid. Always equate the pin being down with being able to open the lid. If you see the pin up, don't even touch the handle. There we go, it just dropped. Now we can open the lid, and I always turn the lid away from me so I don't burn myself with the steam, because the steam will be very hot. Open it and pull it away. And if you like, you could actually, once you drip the water back in the pot, use this little handle to rest your lid. So if you were able to go forward with all these steps on your Instant Pot, congratulations, you passed the water test. Let's now find that recipe that you've always wanted to try, and let's get cooking. Also, if you're looking for any recipes to make, I have some of my family favorites, and I'm going to put the link in the card up above. So come along and let's get cooking. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below. If you would like to see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell to be informed when my next weekly video is available. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.